All right, so it's that time of the year. We have my top 10 most complimented designer fragrances of 2021. I've been doing these basically every year since 2017 when I started uploading on YouTube. And a cool little story about that was my first top 10 most complimented fragrances of the year video. In 2017, I uploaded that one around, I want to say October or sometime in 2017. That was one of the videos that really made this channel blow up. And I think without that video, I wouldn't be here today. You know, that really gave me an initial push back when I had basically 0 subscribers. I mean, there were a few of you guys chugging along and hanging in there with me as I was getting started, but not that many. Now, fortunately for me, I don't have to do top 10 most complimented videos every year to keep the channel going. There's plenty of other top 10s and reviews I could do, but I want to keep the tradition going, and also I know a lot of you guys look forward to this as well. Now, keep in mind, this is for the whole year of 2021, and so we've got a mix of winter fragrances at the beginning of the year and somewhat now, and also summer fragrances that I wore throughout the summertime and got compliments. Basically down to the end of the year, it's already December, which is absolutely mind-blowing, so now's the perfect time to run through this. If you're after compliments, of course, this is going to be for you, and you already know that, so let's just get us some. So starting off at number 10, we have Ferragamo Uomo Signature. Okay, no honorable mentions or anything, right into the top 10 here. This one is a leather coffee tonka bean sweet scent. It's a really nice, tasteful flanker up against the original Uomo, which is also very sweet, but this one adds a little bit more of a balance from that leather, from that coffee. It's more on the playful side, a bit more juvenile. Some may say immature due to the amount of sweetness that it has, but I really find myself enjoying it, especially when it's cold outside. And given the amount of sweetness that it has, it really has a lot of mass appeal. It's one that a lot of people will smell on you and think you smell great. And one thing to keep in mind is this is probably going to be targeted more for the younger crowd. Something to keep in mind. If you like it, you can wear it. Just depends on what you're into. Number 9, we have Paco Rabanne Pure XS, the original Eau de Toilette. Love this fragrance so much. Also love the night version, the EDP. But I find from a mass appeal standpoint, the original here does do better. And if you've smelled the two, you would understand why. This one is so good. It has a sugar note. It's got like a liqueur or rum, boozy note of some sort in here, some variety. It has a myrrh sweetness. I almost want to say there's like a very small hint of leather as well, although I can't remember the note breakdown for sure. But that gives you a general idea. It's kind of fizzy and sparkling, but it's also kind of sweet. It's a really cool combination. There's like a cola note, or at least a cola fizzy type of texture that it gives off. It's a really, really neat fragrance. It's very well done. And I've said this a million times, but you wouldn't expect something like this to be coming from Paco Rabanne for a couple of reasons. One, because it's not as loud and sweet as a lot of their hits. Invictus 1 Million, to name a couple of them, right? Those fragrances are on the complete opposite end of the spectrum as this one. And the other reason being that this is, in my opinion, much more unique than maybe some of their more popular offerings. This is a really well done, polished scent that's also kind of playful, can be worn for an evening out, that sort of thing. Kind of has a fun vibe to it. Smells fantastic. It's a great compliment getter. At number 8, we have a fragrance that I wore a good amount kind of towards the end of summer. So this one didn't get quite as much wear as some of the other summer fragrances in here, just because it's a little bit of a later discovery, and I just kind of put it off for a while. I was, focusing on some other things, newer releases, whatever. But this one is Rasasi Hawas right here. So this one has plum, watery notes, ambergris or ambroxan, bergamot, just the whole rundown. If you've smelled Invictus Aqua, that's a clone of this one. So there you go. Yeah, this came out in 2015, Invictus Aqua 2016. And this one is still standing, even though they discontinued Invictus Aqua 2016. You can buy the 2018 version, but I'll let you in on a little secret. It's not really much of a secret, but we'll say it is for the sake of this video to make it impactful. I like this one better. I think this is worlds better than Invictus Aqua 2018. And at this point, given just how easy it is to grab, I reach for it more than my old 2016 bottles that I paid a fortune for. So at this point, I'm kind of like, why did I do that? I could have gotten this, and this came out first after all. But whatever, it's a fantastic scent. It is so fun, so sexy, so summery, so playful. I'll tell you what, if you're looking for just a fun summer fragrance, you're a guy in your early, mid-20s and below, a teenager as well, high school, whatever, get this, and you are going to have an absolute blast through the summertime. I guarantee it. I 100% guarantee you will make some of the best memories of your life wearing this fragrance. This could have been higher up had I worn it more this summer. Essentially, this video is kind of going to be my most worn fragrances of the year. The wearings, the amount of wearings are going to correlate with the amount of compliments, obviously. This one easily could have had the potential to be a top 3 if I wore it more. It is that good. I love it. If you're going out on the lake, if you're going out to the beach, just any sort of water sport activities or just any sort of fun summertime, kicking it, hanging out with friends and whatever, this will be an absolute gem for you. Seriously, invest in this stuff. It's going to be one of your best purchases as a younger guy for the summertime. Absolutely love it. At number 7, we have Montblanc Explorer. So this one has notes of Creed Aventus cologne. Now, this is another one that could have been higher up in the list. It comes down to how often I wear it. For a lot of you guys, this would probably be your number 1, 2, or 3. It seriously could be, and it could have been for me. The thing here with this one is I have, Creed Aventus, the real thing. I've got more bottles than really makes sense, so I'm not in danger of running out of it. So that's why this one's lower, because I wear the real thing more. But I do often reach for this one if I'm just going out for a couple hours. If I'm just going to run out and do something, maybe I want to smell somewhat like Aventus, but I don't want to spray it on and be wasteful of it, or, I know I'm going to shower in a couple hours or go jump in the hot tub or whatever and it's just going to get washed off, then I'll go for Explorer. I mean, it's so easy. It's 40, 50 bucks. I don't care if I waste this, compared to wasting a $400 bottle of Aventus, even if I have a good amount of it. Why do that? If this wasn't that close to Aventus, then I would probably end up wearing Aventus or just some other clone. But the point behind this is it's close to Aventus. It gets you in that ballpark for a fraction of the price. Again, 40, 50 bucks. Come on. It's a big compliment getter. No surprise there. If you're after a nice, affordable Aventus clone from a designer brand, a good designer brand, has good quality and good performance, check out Explorer. It's at number 7, but depending on how often you wear it, it could be your number 1 most complimented. And speaking of compliments, look, if you want to look good and feel good and get even more compliments from fragrances just like these, you got to start taking care of your skin. Got a little bit carried away here. I should have mentioned this a second ago, but Tiege Hanley is the sponsor of this video. Love Tiege Hanley. We've been working with them for about a year now. They've been a big support to the channel, and I know they've helped a ton of you guys, my viewers, my subscribers, help fix your skin, whether you're having some acne or maybe dry skin, oily skin. It's just helping to build a routine for you to make your skin look the best it can. I've been using their products for a while now, and I'm sure you've been able to tell a difference, especially if you've been sticking around the channel. A few years ago, you would have seen that it was pretty bad. Yeah. You don't have to go look, take my word for it, but if you go look, just know I warned you. I recommend starting with their level 1 system, and this includes all of the basics: a daily face wash, a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub, a morning moisturizer with SPF 20, and an evening moisturizer that you put on before you hit the pillow. So what this is going to do is just start to build a routine for you. It's going to get your skin back in check. It's going to look healthy. It's going to glow. You get all of this in a box each month for only $30. That means you can get started with Tiege Hanley for less than $1 a day. And trust me, that is going to go a long way for you in making your skin look incredible and ultimately maximizing the amount of compliments that you get. So make sure you click the first link down below in the video description to get started with Tiege Hanley. If you click that link, you'll get a free gift with your first box of Tiege Hanley. Thanks again to Tiege Hanley for being a huge support this past year. Thank you to you guys for using my link and, taking advantage of this deal and, making a change for yourself with your skin. Let's get back into the list. At number 6, we have Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Extreme. So weird things are happening here with the line, being that the EDP has been out of stock. What else? Cologne was discontinued, unfortunately. Sometimes even the EDT is kind of hard to find, although it's not right now. And so that really leaves you with this, the cool version, and L'Intense as the super easy to get ones, and sometimes the EDT. The EDP's been a little bit tricky. Luckily for me, I wore Extreme a ton this year. This is neck and neck with the EDP and being my favorite fragrance from the line. And I'll let you in on what my experience is, and that is that I get more compliments from the Extreme than the EDP, which is why this one is here. This one has plum, tobacco, almond, so you get that traditional almond note, that kind of creaminess. But the tobacco plum combination is out of this world. Holy crap. The opening on this is just mind-blowing. This is a fantastic fragrance, and I find that you know, the plum fruitiness in here, the tobacco, it's a bit more user-friendly, okay? And I mean that from a standpoint of just your average guy going out and smelling it. I would say he's more likely to like this than the EDP. Even though this one is called Extreme and it may look intimidating, I find it to be more wearable. And from a, you know, a mass appeal standpoint, getting compliments, I think that generally this one I've had experience with being, you know, liked more by people around me compared to the EDP, which has that cherry note combining with the almond. It can be a little bit harder to get along with. So yeah, number 6, L'Homme Ideal Extreme, a fantastic, gorgeous scent. You're going to smell one of a kind and unique when you wear this one, and it's going to show by the amount of compliments that you pull. So breaking into the top 5, we have Armani Code Absolu, just a gem of a release that I just am so happy with. This one is so great. I'm so glad they came out with this. Orange, vanilla, suede, tonka bean are some of the main notes. It's a creamy, inviting, sweet, smooth scent. Another, obviously, sweet leaning scent that got me a ton of compliments throughout the winter time earlier this year, and as I've been wearing it now as it's been getting colder. It just is so well done. I mean, it's incredible. It's not going to be your traditionally masculine scent. That's very woody and citrus aromatic and super strong in that regard. It's just not like that. It's going to be more sweet, more inviting. It's great for a date night, for an evening out, that sort of thing. Maybe intimate encounters. You could go with something like Profumo if you want to be more loud and you're in more of a, you know, a loud, busy environment. For me, I'm just not really in that type of environment, hardly at all. And, you know, so I just don't wear that one as much. And, you know, just the situations that I would wear it in wouldn't get me the same amount of compliments where I could wear this one, and it's a bit more appropriate for most things that I do. I love Armani Code Absolu, another must-have in my opinion, breaking into the top 5. At number 4, we have one of my all-time favorite summer fragrances that just always works. It always does me well, and this is kind of like Rasasi Hawas, where you can pick it up and you're basically guaranteed to make some of the best memories of your life wearing the scent. Now, obviously, it all is contingent upon what you're doing. If you're just sitting around, then you're not going to make great memories magically because you sprayed on a fragrance. But the point I'm trying to make is, you know, fragrances like this, like Rasasi Hawas, they have such a fun, uplifting, just good times smell and attitude about them, that when you're wearing them, you get this boost of confidence. You feel on top of the world. It's summer. It's hot outside. You feel great. You just want to go out and do stuff with your friends and whatever. And it just kind of elevates that whole mood. And again, when years pass, you can go back and smell these fragrances and all those memories will come back to you and you can enjoy them. 4, we have Bvlgari Aqua Atlantique. This can't be a most complimented video without a blue fragrance, and this is the blue fragrance for this video, so no Sauvage, Dylan Blue, Blue de Chanel, that sort of thing in here. This was kind of my blue fragrance fix for, you know, the summertime, and just for most of the year, I find myself gravitating towards this one a lot. It's got ambrox and bergamot, sea notes. It's the Aqua DNA, Bvlgari Aqua DNA with the blue fragrance smell. Do I want to spray it? What else do I smell in the air right now? That Guerlain. I'm really enjoying. That's what's funny when I'm doing these videos is I'll spray something like this up in the air, and even after I'm talking about other fragrances, it still lingers. I'm enjoying this, so you know what? I'll spray this anyway. I want to smell it. It's been, you know, since summer since I smelled Aqua Atlantique. That's all it takes, man, and the memories are back. You know, it just brings back such a happy time when it's warm out, when the sun's out. Gorgeous, gorgeous scent. It still has a magic about it that I love. And I find that out of all of my other blue fragrances, they don't have the same type of sparkling magic like this one does for me. It's all depends on what you're after and what you like. But for me, Aqua Atlantique does it every single time. That smells amazing. At number 4, it got overshadowed a little bit by some newer stuff that I was wearing this past year, but still could have been a number 1. It just didn't quite make it. At number 3, back to another winter scent, Spicebomb Extreme. It's hard to pick the bottle up and not make noise, so that always gives it away, right? Tobacco, vanilla, black pepper are some of the main notes. Yeah, you know, January, February, when it's just, you know, brutally cold. Typically February is brutal. I wear this one a lot now that it's been cooling off here. I've been breaking it out. And it'll be worn more as we move into really the true holiday season. We're basically there. It's December, but once you really get close to Christmas time and even just around New Year's too. It's just always just full-on holiday fun stuff, and that's when I wear Spicebomb Extreme. It has a Christmas holiday smell to it for me. It's just one of those few fragrances that can stand up to brutally cold temperatures like none other. It's a little bit spicy, obviously, but not nearly to the extent as the original. The vanilla tobacco comes in and kind of wraps it in a nice warm blanket. It smooths it out, it sweetens it up a little bit. It's a bit more mature, a bit more refined. An absolutely A+, 10 out of 10 release. I mean, there's so much to be said about this one. So much that has already been said by me and many others, so I'll leave you there. At number 3, for a very, very good reason, tons of compliments from this one, Spicebomb Extreme. So at number 2, we have a fragrance that is not just going to be one of my most complimented fragrances. This one I know would make a lot of people's lists, not even reviewers, but you guys, right? I see the comments, I see this one getting a bunch of love elsewhere from you guys, so I know if you were to make your most complimented list, which I encourage you to do, comment it down below. What was your most complimented fragrances? I know this one's going to make it in a lot of your guys's. I would say it's going to make a lot of your guys's top 3, top 5. And if it doesn't, easily down in the lower end of the list as well. 9, 8, 7, somewhere in there. I know it's going to be just about everywhere. Yves Saint Laurent White, Eau de Parfum. Another amazing fragrance with the geranium, amberwood, sage, lavender, that sort of thing. It's aromatic, it's green, it's kind of sweet, it's got a fruity freshness from the apple. Smells so, so good. So this one obviously has been out for a few years now. It's one that I've had in my collection for a while, so I've been able to wear it a lot. I reach for it a lot in spring and early summer, even in late summer I will, if it's an evening or if I'm indoors, that sort of thing, because it does get kind of sweet. Sometimes I'll wear it out in the summertime during the day, but I have to be in the mood for something that is going to be sweeter, and so I have to be prepared for that. I do like that from time to time. So you've been hearing me talk a lot about the new YSL Parfum, and that one could have easily been in the video had I had more time to wear it. I thought about putting some of those new releases as honorable mentions, but I just wanted to stick to the 10. But yeah, YSL Parfum, La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique, Ralph's Club, just to name a couple off the top of my head, are new releases that if I were able to spend a full year with them, would have made it up into this top tier of the list for sure, because those are top-notch compliment getters. YSL Parfum has been absolutely killing it, but obviously I've only had a few months with those. For these, I've had for some of them for multiple years. So I wanted to throw that out there in case you're wondering about some of those new releases. That's kind of the deal with that. And you'll expect to see them in next year's video for sure. But yeah, EDP, such a strong, masculine, fun, playful, sexy scent that always crushes it. It's a bit of an investment, a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. And last up for this video, we have Aqua Profondo. It's got like orange, mineral notes, sea notes, aquazone, that sort of thing. It's a mineral, aquatic, kind of just super unique, sparkling, fresh scent. It's so much different than any other aquatic out there. And so much so that it's hard to describe sometimes. I've always kind of struggled with kind of explaining to you how it smells, and the best way I can just say is that it has the mineral smell. That's just all I can say. Like, it has this oceanic rocks, mineral water type of smell that's so photorealistic, and it smells so incredible. My girlfriend absolutely admires this stuff on me. I wore this a ton over the summer. I was so hyped up about it that I bought another bottle, even though I haven't, burnt through this like a ton to where I need another bottle. I've used a good amount. I've used some out of my other bottle as well, the 200 ml. It's kind of whichever one I can grab is the one I'll take. And for this one, I would take on trips and stuff because it's a bit smaller. So I kind of wear out of them both, and it just works so well. Such a fun, playful scent that only gets better in the high heat. Easily my number one. This one does it. It rakes them in. And at one point, it was Profumo for me. I've kind of backed off that one a little bit as soon as this one came out. And now this has taken the number one spot of my most complimented fragrance 2021. All right, guys, there you have it. That's my most complimented fragrances. Let me know yours down below. Again, big thank you to Tiege Hanley for sponsoring this video. Make it a New Year's resolution. Or in fact, start right now. Take advantage. Use the link down below. Get that free gift with your first box. Less than $1 a day to start getting your skin looking incredible. I will provide links to each and every one of these fragrances down below if you're looking to pick these up. Highly recommend you using those links. There will also be a link for the FragranceNet 37% off code. Sometimes if you just go to their website it won't be there. You can only get the 25. I'm not even sure if there's a code for the 37. I haven't found it. So just click the link down below. It'll automatically be applied, and then you can shop with the 37% off, at least at the time of this video, unless they take it away. If they do, I'm sorry. So yeah, use those links down below to pick these up. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.